very own Cintia, who's going to give us a talk on the intelligent mechanism. And I'm really excited to learn what that is and what we're going to learn tonight. So, Cintia?
Hello? Hello, hello? Hello, hello? Not yet? Hello, hello? Hello, hello, hello? I forgot. There you go. It's too loud, too loud. It's giving a little bit of return. Still? There you go, there you go. Thank you, thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Hello. Hola.
Good, good. Good, boa noite. How is everyone doing? Good.
Relaxed.
Balanced.
Trying.
Relaxed. Trying to.
Balance, I think.
Yes. Yes. Right after that class we had today, very nice. Very, very nice. The intelligent mechanism. Well, we can think there are so many intelligent systems within us, right? It's not hard to think, to connect these two words when we are thinking about soul or spirit and intelligent mechanism, intelligent system. They go together, yes? We know about a lot of things on earth, and we think we know so much, but it's still, we know so little about the spirit, especially most of the science or scientists, they have their mind closed for this topic. But this intelligent mechanism that I'm talking about, it is not the spirit, not yet. It's one intelligent mechanism that we all have. We all have. We share that in common. It's when, think about when some kind of threat happen in your life, in front of you. You don't think. Flick of a second, you react, yes? And it's good that we have that. Can you imagine if we had a lion or a tiger right here, and then we go like, oh, this beautiful flower, how nice. We would be killed, right, by the lion. But because of this intelligent system, the response system, we respond. Do you ever thought about this? That you respond to things without thinking? Do you know you do this all the time? Big things, small things, yes? Yes? We are not aware of everything that happened to us and we respond. We simply, sometimes we become animals and we respond. Yes? That's how we do. So let me give you, let me bring a picture here to show you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the way we respond to conflicts in life. There is one state which is a very relaxed. We are safe and relaxed and we feel good. We don't need to talk about this because this is wonderful and we know how to do it. But we know when we are happy. We know when we feel safe. But let's see the other state. People talk a lot about this, fight or flight. Yes? But do we really know what is this? Okay, let's see where this goes. So you are a little cat, and there is a little lion in front of you. And the flee state would be, can I get out of this situation? Can I just run away? And I don't have to see this lion ever again. and I'm just going to be out of the situation. And then if you can, good, good. But if you cannot, if the answer is no, I cannot run away from this lion. I'll have to face this lion. Okay, so I have to face this lion and go against the lion. And then I'll pretend that I am big and I will do whatever I can to scare that lion. And then the lion, so that's the fight, right? And the lion will go away, maybe got scared with the little cat. It happens. We have seen some videos, yes? So it happens. Cats, you know cats, right? But let's say if the lion does not go away, then I have to face the situation. Then what I would do, I'm a little cat. Then I'll go to freeze. I'll freeze because this is a lion. I'm a cat, right? So I will freeze and I will pretend that I'm dead. Maybe this lion will lose the interest in me. Doesn't want me because I'm not moving, thinks I'm not alive. Maybe it will go away. Maybe it will go away, yes. But what if not? What if the lion doesn't go away? Then I am collapsed. I surrender. I completely give up. And this lion might hit me, might bite me, and I will simply forget about this pain, and I'll pretend this is not happening to me. I will just surrender and collapse right there. Okay, this is, we all have this. And we do this all the time. In science, this is like a ladder. And the scientists, they say that we are up and down in this ladder. Up and down throughout our day. Within one day, we are up and down. We go from flee to fight, to freeze, to rest. Then we go back again, maybe to fight, maybe go back to come down again, and maybe go to flee. So it's a ladder. So how do you respond to the threats? Because now we don't have lions. We don't have tigers. We don't live in the jungle. But we are still responding in the same way. Do you know that? Did you know that? We are still responding. Like if there was a lion or a tiger threatening my life, that's how we are responding still, unfortunately. And there is another not very good news. The lion could be virtual. What does that mean? Doesn't exist. In our mind. Doesn't exist at all. But it's real. Because my nervous system, the only reason this system exists is to protect me. And if I believe, even if it's virtually, if it's imagination, that there is a threat, there is a threat. And my body will prepare me to flee, fight, or freeze, or collapse. So this is a reality, yes? We understand that. This is reality. This is not a concept or someone said so. No. This is reality. And now it's getting interesting for us, not to say a negative word, because now the virtual, what we imagine, is more frequent than the reality. Okay. are in this. So you can find yourself in different situations that you can see yourself and flee, fight, or freeze, okay? The response. So how to know when I am stuck in flee, fight, or freeze? Maybe I'll ask you, do you know when you are trying to run away from a threatening situation? It doesn't matter if let's say you are walking the street, you're walking with your dog, and then you see someone that you don't want to talk with that person. Maybe this person is trying to talk too long or very negative. It doesn't matter. And then you say, oh, I need to go because I have an appointment. Right? Something like this. Do you realize when you are in flee response? Do you realize? Yes.
Well, I imagine you would feel anxious.
Yes, it could be. It could. We'll see more examples. But yeah, anxiety, fear, right?
Sweaty, blood pressure goes high.
Yes. Yes. So you think there is a threat, and your whole system will prepare your body to run.
Insecurity also causes that too.
Also, right? What about the fight? When you want to go against something. Do you realize, do you see yourself when you are like trying to control the situation or argumentative, right? And the freeze is when we are simply numb, trying to just, it's not happening. What did you say? What? I wasn't here. I'm sorry, I didn't hear. What did you say? So this kind of thing. So let's see a few examples. Let's start with the freeze. I don't know. I think working? Yes. So here I bring some freeze responses, very common for us, okay? So constant couch potato. That's constant, okay? That's constant. So that person is not lazy. No. That person is not lazy, maybe. Maybe is a defense. Maybe is a nervous system response. This person is trying to avoid the pain. Remember, the nervous system is trying to protect us. So I see a threat, and this threatening situation caused me pain. What do? Remember the cat? I freeze. I freeze so this thing will go away, this situation. So let's say I'm not a person that, I'm a couch potato, but all of a sudden my behavior is like this. I become a couch potato person. So I might be in a freeze response. Or I might be scrolling, never present, right? We see a lot of people. They are surrounded by others, but somehow they are like just scrolling. They are with family, loved ones. You see couples in restaurants. You see, people, they're family, but nothing is interesting. So that's the freeze response too. It can be, right? Never present, never present. So spacing out at work, conversation, driving, all of a sudden, I don't know how I arrived here in this place. I'm driving just spaced out, zoning out. Or I'm in this conversation, you were talking to me, I'm completely out of there. It's like astral projection. And then are you listening to me? Can you say that again? I didn't hear it. Or at work. What did you just say? I'm sorry. Say it again. Completely out. That could be a freeze response as well. Also, out of touch with emotions. Watching a movie, very moving, very touching, but I feel nothing. numbness. My emotions are numb. It could be a freeze response. It could be. We got to know ourselves to see the difference. Binging TV or binging eating. Like you are eating. You don't feel hungry. You don't know why you are eating. You are anxious with something. There is a threat, and it's unconscious. It makes me eat whatever in front of me, and I don't know. My system is responding to something that is threatening me. Mindless eating, which is the same thing, binging eating. I'm just eating, and I'm not aware of my food. Self-medication as well. So there is no need, but I feel like taking this medication because it will improve this, or maybe, oh, every time I go to that place, I feel a headache, so I'm going to take the medicine ahead of the time to prevent that. There is a threat, and my system is saying, whoa, there's going to be pain, so it's releasing a lot of hormones, a lot of stuff, and we are not going to get into this. I'm trying to be as simple as possible. Also struggling to connect with people. I'm never connecting with anyone. I'm here with you, but it's hard for me to connect with you, to really ask you a question, to really be interested in you and what's going on in this relationship. I'm just there. Remember the little cat with the lion. Freezes. These are all some of the symptoms that I want. This problem could be real or virtual. Imagination. I want it to go away. So my freeze response will plays toll all the time. So I will be in a freeze response all the time. It could be a period of time, a period of the day. Sometimes, more than a year. Not good, right? Let's go to fight response. So fight response, people that are feeling restless. Flight, oh, I'm sorry, thank you. Flight is the flee, right? The going away, running away. So you know that person that when he's sitting down, you can't sit down, you are always is restless. I'm always doing something. I have to do something. I'm always moving something. You know, that gadgets, those things that have to move. Oh, it helps me with my anxiety. That's my nervous system response, the flight response, right? The easily annoyed person. Also, this person that can't follow through something, that is annoyed already with the system, with the next step, with this, let's get it done. It's annoyed by everything. Impatient, right? Want to flight. Trouble focusing or concentrating. Again, we were, the previous one was the freeze. The freeze, okay. So the freeze, okay. I'm gonna ask you, what is the something later? Okay, easily annoyed, trouble focusing or concentrated. Again, this flight response is related to my nervous system is telling me, go away. Get out of this situation. I don't want to stay here. I'm always moving away from that situation. So I don't want to focus. I don't want to concentrate. I just want to run away, go away. So constantly moving, also as well, fidgeting. It's like I am a person that I can't probably trouble in staying organized is another one. No, I was going to say something, but I probably put it here. So constantly moving, you cannot have this person to stay with you. There, it's already, that's why I don't want to say this. But to be with you, to focus, to stay, to follow through something. So trouble staying organized because I'm overwhelmed doing so many things at the same time, and I cannot organize my life because I have this, I have that, and I feel overwhelmed all the time. It could be all the time. It could be a phase of your life. Feelings of panic, anxiety, again, it's all related to that fear, to that feeling of running away. Also, workaholic tendencies. It's also another way to run away from that threat that could be real or not. Difficulty sitting still. Movie, TV show, the person cannot stay. Flight response. Flight response. Simply can't stay. If I stay, I'll find a way to get out of there. If I cannot go away physically, I'll probably sleep. I'll probably do something else. But I will run away. So that's my response. Obsessive compulsive behavior, not the disorder, but the behavior. You know, everything has to be this way and that way, organized this way and that way. That's the only way. Right? And perfectionism. It's another way of fleeing the situation, moving away from perceived threat. It's always the mood. That's the mood of flight, running away. And let's go to the fight response, trying to control people and situation. So controlling tendencies. When I see someone that is trying to control other, I don't know, there's something in me, if I know the person, if someone is from family, like kind of a very good friend, I'll say, don't say that. It's really bad. I had a friend that every time we were eating with her husband, she had to say to her husband how to sit down because he was a computer science engineer and he was too much into computers all day long, like sitting all day long, and he was never with his back straight. And every time we were eating, she was like, every 5 seconds, she goes like, sit straight, sit straight, sit straight. I'm like, let it be, let the guy. But very controlling, and over her kids as well, very controlling. So I'm just giving you an example for you to remember. That's the fight response. So controlling tendencies. Refuse to admit you're wrong. So if I refuse to admit, I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong. Never. Never. That's a fight response. Even if I am wrong, I will try to change the situation in a way that we either don't talk about it or make you feel that you are wrong. Controlling again, right? But I'm never wrong. Do you know someone like this? Being mean. Mean people. Mean people are in this fight response. Argumentative as well, because they have this fight, all their body are prepared to fight. Remember the cat with the lion? As soon as I put in my mind that it's a fight situation, my whole body will be prepared to fight. So I will be argumentative, of course. Of course. I have to fight this situation. Reacting quickly with anger. Right? This person is in a fight response. It could be a lifetime mood, or it could be a period of your life, or it could be one day, a part of your day. Remember, it's a ladder. So we go up and down, up and down. We are fluctuating on this ladder. Impulsive behavior. So this person, as soon as something comes up in front of them, they will take it and they will do it. They will take control. They will have the response already. They cannot wait, step back, or think, or plan. They have the urge to, the impulse to take control, to do something about it, to say yes or no, to give the response. They have to. Yes?
The way you're phrasing it sounds like everything is negative. Is all that negative, or it can be also positive?
Do you think everything is negative?
It sounds to me like it's something like...
It sounds to you? Okay. I keep saying that my response system is protecting me. So this is a evolution. I am not the cat. I'm not an animal. You're trying to go, you're fleeing now. You're trying to go to my next slide. I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about that. No. Our nervous system is trying to protect us all the time. The only reason, the only function of our nervous system is, I want you to be alive. That's all. That's all. Let's see what's going to happen. The plot twist. Let's see. Bullying people. Again, that's the fight response. I feel the urge to bully people. Because I am in a fight response, I feel like what? Going against the situation, fighting this situation. It could be that situation, or it could be a response for another situation that I'm living in my life, and I'm bringing this response to different situations in my life as well. Remember, it could be real or imaginary, imagination, virtual. It doesn't have to be real at all. If I believe it, if I create it in my mind, that's enough. That's real. My nervous system does not know if the lion is in front of me or not. Even small things throw you off. That's also a fight response. So when the metaverse started, remember the metaverse, the Facebook? They're creating the whole world in the metaverse, right? In this parallel reality, the metaverse. So there was a case, the first case, I think it was last year. I was in Spain, actually. There was a case of a woman that she went to the metaverse, and she got sexually assaulted in the metaverse. I'm like, what? Let me read this. How did it happen? Okay, so how it works. So you have RV glasses, VR, I'm sorry. I always say RV. VR glasses, right? And then you are going around in this virtual reality, yes? So she found 4 other guys, and they started saying nasty things to her, and then they were just coming close to her and saying those nasty things. So, like trying to, annoy her or touch her, but it's virtual, right? And she felt, because of the suggestion of the sexual assaults, the words that were using. It was like they were actually violating her sexually. And she felt that way. Do you know what happened? Do you know which response the nervous system? It was exactly like if she was in a real situation. Freeze. She froze. She froze. Because I thought, when I was reading, I was like, why didn't she remove the glasses and turn on the computer? Turn off. No, it was real. It was real. She just pretended she was dead. She said, I don't understand. I was reading her words. I don't understand why I couldn't move. She couldn't move. I was like, wow. That's just true. Yes, Marilyn?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that even if she would have taken off the glasses and turned off the computer, she already had the experience. And so
right.
She would have like a residual.
Right. A trauma. Yeah. Exactly. That's to show us that it doesn't have to be happening in front of us. We're going to have the trauma because this is so powerful. The other thing I thought was, like, if it was in the beginning, those guys started annoying me, completely like remove. But that was not the natural response. The natural response was like if you...
The same thing, like now we have the technology, but our dreams do the same thing, or nightmares.
Exactly. Yeah. We can get up feeling like, what just happened? I just had a dream. It was so real, right? Yeah, there's so much we need to learn about ourselves. And the reason why we're going to go real fast on it, because the collapse response or fun response, it's like an aggravated situation of the freeze response. So basically, you go along with things immediately. You don't even say what you want, what you think. You just say, okay, I'll do it. Okay, I'll go. Or when you over-explain or over-apologize, everything you're going to do, you have to explain why you're doing because of this, and then that, and after this, I will do that. So you're explaining a lot with the details, things that you were doing, over-apologizing as well. And you are on an autopilot, like numb, and you were doing things, or working, or in a relationship, you feel like you're beyond help. It's like, I'm never going to change. Those kind of thoughts. The collapse response is pretty tough. Struggling with the relationships or setting boundaries, so you basically don't know how to say no or to say what you feel. Oh, you make me feel this way or that way. You never say that. Never, ever say that. Staying hidden under the radar, not to be noticed. You pretty much like you put yourself in a position that nobody sees you, and it happens. It happens. It's amazing how it happens. People really don't see us when we are on this type of response. And participating in life, but fully checked out mentally. I'm in life, but it's like I'm not. It's not like I'm not here.
Is based on the situation, or is based on each one's personality?
Based on each one's personality, based the way I see the world. Because remember, the threat doesn't have to exist. So the same way you feel the threat, I might not feel the threat. So it's not the circumstances. Maybe there are people, they cannot see dogs, even if the dog, it's nice and sweet, their fight and flight response immediately is triggered and they will go away. So it doesn't have to be a threat. So is the circumstance?
Trauma and experience.
Yeah, there is a trauma there, and my defense system, it's very intelligent, very smart. It's connecting with the other experience I had and say, whoa, there is a threat.
No, but what I'm saying is that, for example, I can react to fear in different ways. I mean, maybe one
Exactly.
day I escape. Maybe
Exactly.
I'm in a different situation. I fight.
Yes, it's a ladder. We go up and down. It will depend.
So it's based on the intensity of it.
But it depends on the nervous system. And
It does not. It does not. The nervous system reacts on this way, all this way. The flee, fight, flight, fight, or freeze, right? It goes up and down this ladder. So it will all depend on my belief system, on myself. Because the threat can be real or not.
Because you can train your brain.
You can train your brain to not react in the same way.
Right, but it's there are two nervous systems, the automatic system.
We are not talking about that. Too complicated.
But for me, this is related to it because any
It is.
situation, the nervous system tries to protect you. So that's the one that makes you anxious, nervous.
Yeah, let's go one step first, and then we can talk about this later.
Okay.
Yes, Yonara.
I want to give an example of what they say. When things happen to me, I tend to freeze. And I found out with my son that he was in a little bit of a danger, and he screamed for help. Why didn't you went together? I froze, and I couldn't move. My legs wouldn't move.
Yeah. It's amazing.
To help my son, and even if it was my son, and he ran it and helped. And then I had to sit down because I couldn't move. Friday, I had a little bit of a car accident. Somebody came in, I wasn't expecting it. He hit me on the back.
Hit your back.
Same situation happened. I froze, and because it was scary. I wasn't expecting. So the guy was right next to me, and he's knocking in the window to me. The only thing that I was able to do for him was like this, like, give me a minute. Because I knew that if I opened the door, I wasn't going to be able to walk. And then because I knew that the same thing was happening when I was there. So this is just how my nervous system's reaction.
Yeah, the way that she was triggered, and that's the way you reacted. And that's a very good point there. It's up to us to know how the system, whatever is outside or in here, triggers our nervous system. That's why I'm bringing this here. Okay, let's keep going. So, you know what we are all talking about here? We are talking about the reason of the body. We are not talking about nervous system. The examples I brought here for us is for us to realize how attached we are to our body and how easy we are triggered in life. And the reason why we are so triggered by things, and things can make us freeze or flee or fight all the time, or even collapse and be submissive and to things, is because we are so attached to the body. And the body, in this sense, is a prison. For some people, it might be a golden prison. You know, my nationality, I am. I'm joking. You know, I live in that city. I am, or let's say I'm part of this family. My family name is, that's all prison. All prison. The more attached to the body we are, the more we are triggered by those responses without knowing how to get back balanced again, because we are not going to be talking about this today. We have been talking about this every day in this house. How to get balanced, how to go back to rest and digest, to elevate our vagus system. We're not going to talk about this. It's for us to realize that we are in this prison. And we love, oh my God, we want to get even more imprisoned by all those triggers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have the experience, and it comes from only you know you are in a prison when you know the spirit. Otherwise, you think that is you. You don't think out of box. Because when you think, like in my case, I have that thought and feel it, sometimes, fortunately, I control, but I felt like I was in prison. My body, my spirit wants to get out, and I felt like, oh, I'm trapped.
For me, it was the same. The more I was learning about the works of Kardec helped me a lot. I've read many other philosophies and studied as well, but I found this the Kardec works helped me so much to wake up. I felt this way to me. When I felt my spirit, I was like, wow. And we are so attached to this body that we don't even know that we are like a puppet to those triggers. Like, it's so easy for someone to trigger something within us. If we get an email from a boss saying, I need to talk to you, and say nothing else. That's it. Or someone that you know that it's very, talkative and call you and say, I want to talk to you later. In private. That's someone that never calls you, the family member that never even remember that you exist, all of a sudden, ooh, I was thinking about you today. Right? So it's very easy for someone or something to trigger us. For some people, they already know, I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about, in Brazil with soccer, he would be whatever, baseball. I don't want this kind of things, religion. I don't want to talk about this. Because we get triggered. And our defense responds, right? So the golden, when I look at this, I can't help myself but think about all of us at a certain point in our lives, we are blind about our body, our feelings, our physical pains, or our nationality, or, our title, our jobs, our profession, and we are completely blind. So there are people that we cannot talk about what we are talking about here tonight. They are completely closed. They don't want to talk about this. They don't know. Unconscious? What is that? A spirit? And the spiritual teachers as well. I see that people demand so much from the spiritual teachers or people that talk about, spiritualism. They demand, and they already put them in an altar over there. Oh, they must be perfect. They must be. No, they are studying, they are experiencing things, and they are sharing with us. It doesn't mean that they are already there. They know everything. Let's see people like, human beings with a nervous system that responds, that are in a ladder, that go to flee, fight, freeze all the time, just like us, normal people, right? So it's very too difficult to get out of this imprisonment, of this prison of the body. Because if I ask you, prove to me something that is eternal, something that is permanent. It's impossible, right? So how can I start to loosen the attachment? How can I get out of the matrix? He was talking about the matrix.
But let me tell this. When I thought about this for a while, I don't know how long ago, I got very anxious. Because it's like, it's a panic thing.
You're frozen.
More than that. I was conscious that what was going on in my body. I began feeling it because I discovered myself. I don't know if it discovered, but I felt that I was in the prison and I have to get out. And that caused a very heavy anxiousness. So I have to work on that.
Yeah.
To release that anxiousness. But that causes anxiousness because when you realize,
yes, it is.
Realize that you are in prison.
And it's a very nice topic to talk about. Yes?
I was going to say, maybe we need to separate our sense of identity from our bodies, if you know what I mean. Because a lot of times when we're attacked, it's really an attack on our ego, and that's why we might react in a type of way.
Let me tell you my personal opinion. You know, at this point of life, I don't collect certainties. I think that we need to balance our own experiences and our own understanding of life. I would say there is no such a thing as a recipe. You know, we have different backgrounds, and we've been lacking the freedom to get to know ourselves. Because remember, not too long ago, less than 200 years ago, those kind of things, they were like, you could go, you could die, you could go to cut your head, or go to prison would be the most wonderful things that happen to you. But we have to experience for ourselves and validate our self-knowledge. And I don't think there is a recipe. That's my answer to that. And I don't like recipes.
But give help, though. Guide is...
Oh, yeah. It's wonderful to discuss about it. But at the end of the day, my personal opinion is I need to sit down with myself to see what is working for me, what I should be trying, and open my mind and be curious about life. Mm-hmm. And so spiritual lucidity is awareness. Spiritual awareness is the way. It's keep coming to this house. Learn as much as you can here in this house. Do the studies that is offered, the workshops, as much as you can. That's the way to expand your awareness, the awareness of your spirit. Because if we don't come to this place to go beyond our body, it will be too difficult for us to grasp the idea of I am a spirit. He is a spirit. She is a spirit. And we are not better than each other. We're not more, we're not less, we're not better, we're not worse. We are just on this path of evolution, learning about ourselves, and we have what it takes to learn about this wonderful being, this wonderful mechanism, intelligent as we are. That's what I have for you. Thank you.